The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage and let's get this fucking show started.
Fantastic Forum, assemble. We're back. It's Wednesday. You know what day it is? It's Wednesday. It's new comic book day. It's also the day we get to talk shit about comics, give you views, reviews, maybe some news, and hopefully while we're having some booze. And as always, I'm joined by my little comrades here. Lawrence isn't here. He's usually uh, kicking this off like that, but he's off probably doing something really important or something.
I don't know why I swallowed all that.
But he'll be back next week. He might call in. Yeah, he's always either way. You're not gonna miss him. Yeah. So he's always here in spirit, and along with me is my boy Oz, who I'm gonna see this weekend in person.
No, I thought you weren't gonna make it.
No, I couldn't not do it. So I got tickets in for Sunday, and it's my day off from work. So yeah.
You know what? My plane got canceled. Oh no.
Well. Bullshit. Yeah, fuck it. It'll be me and Emily and Liz getting drunk, and no Oz.
I'll still be drunk. It doesn't matter where I am. I'm going to be drunk.
Yeah, but nobody's going to be able to drink your beer.
Oh, I defend it now.
And next to Oz is our silent assassin, Jay.
Hey, what's up?
And Jay, you might have missed last week because apparently Jay had something real important to do. Jay, like, you missed the show. Like, you told us like 20 minutes before, I'm not going to be there. We're like, what the fuck? All right. Yeah, Jay, what was so important, dude?
I was really busy not watching Miss Marvel. And instead, I read Everything is Fine, which is a comic on Webtoons. It actually just got promoted from, I forgot what the different stages are on Webtoons, but it's promoted now, which means they've been like promoting the shit out of it.
Nice.
Doing like guerrilla marketing and commercials and all kinds of stuff. And I had started it before, but the ads just reminded me to finish. And it is, my God, so good. It's what it is these people in this, dystopian suburb where everyone has animal heads that they wear that might be a part of their head. I don't know. Like, it's weird because when someone got bashed in the head with the hammer, you see like the brain matter, but then they take the head and it's like fine.
That's not spoilers, is it?
No.
Okay.
No spoilers. No spoilers. But it's this very creepy story about a husband and wife and their dog and their memories and the people that are watching them at all times. Yeah, it's so good, and the animal heads are really disturbing and awesome. And yeah, it's like, without going too deep into it, it is just this urban dystopia story, a really good one with really likable main leads, and hell, even some of the antagonists are really likable. Like, there's this one speech this woman gives that, my God, it's so fantastic. And I can't really go into it because that is spoilery. But it's just so brilliant of her talking to her husband, and she's like, yeah, just like laying things out for him.
Huh.
And yeah, I won't spoil it. I'll give you a chance to read it. They're actually on season 2 right now, so
How
it's
many
a good
chapters
time.
are in each season?
I
Or how many
don't
chapters
know.
total? I guess is
I think 32
30. Okay,
it's currently at.
yeah. So I'm like a
But,
third of the way in, I think.
oh,
Myself,
okay.
because I've actually been reading it myself, and it's man, I like, what does Jay read in here? And I like the art style. It's clean, and cartoony, cutesy, and it's kind of adventure timey a little bit, but a lot cleaner. So I'm like, and then I start like just getting uncomfortable reading the bit of dialogue, just tiny bits of dialogue that are in it. And even Emily's like, "Is that you're supposed to be reading for the show?" It's like, "Yeah, this is a comic." And he's like, "Really? It's like for kids?" I'm like, it's far from it. Like it looks like it, but it's just I was reading it standing up because I'm like I'm uncomfortable. And she's like, there's no words in it. And it's like all it is like the one wife just laying on the floor, like on the bed, like not wanting to wake up. And that image of her just in the animal head, not wanting to get out of bed is just so like it's almost depressing. Yeah. And the thing is, those one thing you didn't say about those heads is that they're not expressive. Like they just have one happy expression. So they're
Right.
talking, and then when they eat, you kind of see a flap open and food goes in, but
Mm-hmm.
they're not expressive at all. Even like there's a scene where they're looking through a hole in the wall, and it's like that's not gonna be an animal head looking through that wall. And then sure enough, it was. Like it just made it so much creepier because it's a little dot with the little eyelash looking through a hole in the painting. Like it's so weird. But I can't wait till they make a movie by Jordan Peele. Like it just has that vibe in it that's just uneasiness for the audience.
Right.
Like it's really there to torture the audience more than the people living in it, and I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So that's what I was doing last week.
well, look, we still have a show to do. I didn't want you hijacking my intro, but but yeah, we do have a great show for you today. We're going to be discussing some of the stuff we found on our DC Infinite app. It's a DC Infinite app spotlight. So we each read a book and we use the app and the interface, and we're going to be talking a little bit about what that experience was like for a digital distribution model for comics. That's DC Infinite. I should have put a link for a trial. There is a link to a trial, but I'll put it in the description later. Um, in the meantime, you should be able to call in. I was fiddling with that link tree for it, and it's all the links are fine, but there's just they weren't clicked where they're supposed to. So hopefully that's fixed. But in the meantime, the lady will tell you how to get a hold of us.
Want to get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun. Too shy to call in? That's okay. You can join the Discord chat room available at
fantasticforum.live.
Join the party. You know you want to.
But yeah, and we're gonna jump into these reviews. Jay, so you didn't watch Miss Marvel?
Oh, real quick. Hex says we're the only Twitch stream not playing Stray.
I know.
And that is because we are not hype chasers. We have integrity.
A little bit.
Also, I haven't bought it yet.
I was actually going to buy, because if you have PlayStation Plus, it's on there for free. So I was actually going to get a prepaid card to play it, and I was actually going to stream it yesterday. But I didn't do it not because of integrity, because, I found out I am going to Comic-Con, and I need money.
It looks like such a good game.
Oh, I've been waiting for it for like a couple years since I saw the first like little video. Like, yeah, I want to play as a stray cat. It's only
Mhm.
$30, full price, but it's not on Xbox. And I actually downloaded Steam, so I'm on Steam now to play it. But Jay, man, fuck
Nice.
you, Jay, man, because you got me on that. Like, I got the app on my phone and I can't use it unless I'm in the same room with a computer that's running it, and that's kind
That's weird.
yeah, so it's not like Cloud Play or anything like that, like Xbox Game Pass. I've been spoiled by Game Pass, so um
Right.
but yeah, so I'll probably be getting it there.
Tiger Claw wants to know if we saw Paws of Fury. The answer is no. It looks awful.
Does it?
It looks just really, really bad. Like, yeah, it just looks too bad. And he says it's a remake of Blazing Saddles, but it's PG.
Yeah.
Like, Blazing Saddles was R.
Yeah.
They make light of rape.
Yeah.
I think the N word gets thrown out a bunch of times.
I hear that in Paws of Fury they still say the N word though.
Oh, maybe I'll check it out.
By the way, he only says it's a remake of Blazing Saddles because that's what the promotion said. I think it was like either one of the producers or it might have even been the director said, "Oh yeah, I basically wanted to remake Blazing Saddles as a cartoon, like as an animated thing." It's nothing like Blazing Saddles. Like
so you've seen it?
tangentially, maybe you can see. No, it's not. It's closer to Last Samurai than Blazing Saddles. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I've heard. I was told.
He says it's a remake, but they changed it to cats and dogs. Cats hate dogs, so instead of racism, it's speciesism.
Without the N word, it's just not the same.
Yeah. What would be the N word for a dog?
Mutt?
It'd just be N word. Like, I don't think they would come up with. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything that can compare. Like when you maybe a cur, but
Heck says if there's no fuck that shit, here comes Mongo. Fuck it.
yeah.
And yeah, Heck makes a good point.
Jay, did you wanna? So you didn't watch Miss Marvel?
No, I did.
Okay.
I watched it, but I watched it this week.
Okay.
The whole thing?
Well, the parts I hadn't seen, yeah. I watched it all the way to the end, and it got good. Or I'm chemically imbalanced, like one of the two.
Maybe we'll talk a little after this, but I think you guys want to jump into this review.
All right.
Yeah.
Comic book review.
There you get to hear Larry.
Like review.
Well, not like that, but like.
So DC Infinite as an app. Like I said, we all read a book that we found there, and I think I'm gonna go with you, Oz. Which one? What did you read? What's the book you're gonna review?
I read a book that you mentioned in our little group chat like 3 or 4 times, and I figure, okay, well, I guess I better read it. Human Target #3 from the DC Black, I think
Label?
it is. Yeah, it's tough to tell because it's digital, so it's not like I can see the wider
size.
Yeah. And there, size matters. So there's one. I already lost 1 point because I can't see how big it is in my hands. But
where's Larry?
What am I reviewing, the app or the book?
Oh, well, let's start with the book.
The book was fine. Human Target tends to be more of a detective story, kind of new noir, I guess is a better way to term it. So I never really got too much into it. You kept mentioning that Booster Gold shows up in this one, so and yeah, sure enough, he's in the cover eating a bagel, and yeah, it's Booster Gold doing Booster Gold things.
How
Yeah,
does Booster Gold act in a DC Black Label?
the same way he acts everywhere else.
Okay, so
Like
when
I never picture Booster Gold opening a bagel shop. So when you get to that part, it's a little bit funky.
yeah,
But then like you find out he's like time traveling to get like ancient sesame seeds for these bagels and ancient onions for this other bagel, and that's his thing. It's like all these ancient whatever,
ingredients.
and it's like, well, okay, yeah, that's more like it. The other big
Well, I
hero
could
in
tell
it
Lawrence hates it.
That's why he's not here today.
was the other hero you failed to mention was Guy Gardner.
Yeah, I only saw the cover. I didn't read it. So I would have been pissed if like he was only in the cover. Jay, why do you think Larry hates it?
Oh, because he had the same complaints about Teen Titans Go when they're collecting ingredients for a sandwich.
Yeah,
It's like that's basically the same thing I was
same
just
principle.
described.
Yeah, it's just DC Black Label.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but at least Booster Gold is doing it for profit, not for lunch. So that makes it a little bit better.
Now, I know like Larry had a complaint last time when we did was it One Dark Night, where he didn't like how Black Label characterized like Jim Gordon, and uh, we try to make the case that it's it's DC Black Label. Like it doesn't have to be like what you're used to necessarily. It's essentially a mixture of Vertigo and Elseworlds. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And is that like? Do you think he'd be happy with the transition of Booster Gold from regular DC to Black Label? Like the characterization is fine.
I don't think he would see a difference
Okay.
personally, because he doesn't he doesn't normally see Booster Gold as the hero I know him to be. He
Yeah.
did a little bit around 52 because that
Yeah.
really shines in that, but I think he sees him like everybody else does, like a joke. And yeah, DC Black, you put Guy Gardner in it, you have a chance to really take him to a whole new level, because now he can curse and
Yeah.
you basically do whatever he wants. Even though all the cursing is those I forget what the name for it, where you have like the at symbol, pound symbol, all
Oh,
that.
it's still
Wait,
not.
why? It's Black Label. Why are they censoring?
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you read any of the Human Target books?
I haven't read any of these Black Label ones, but I've read like the Vertigo ones and then like the main DC ones when the TV show was on.
Okay,
So-
well, yeah. Technically, there's a lot of cursing in this one, but it's like it's like that.
Do you
Like,
think
there's already
they
a page where each panel, Human Target is cursing.
Do you think it's maybe one of those things where like this book wasn't meant to be a Black Label and they just put it on Black Label?
It's possible because there's 6 books in the series.
Yeah, instead of 3.
Yeah, normally Black Label is 3, and I think I didn't do a page count because it was digital,
Mm-hmm.
but it felt short.
Okay.
It felt really short, but kind of self-contained. Who wrote it? Tiny Onion.
Yeah, Tiny, and I think.
Yeah, he don't know Guy Gardner at all.
How is Human Target? I guess what is he working on in this series? I guess is one of my big things, because they've changed them from the Vertigo one to the TV show, and then they did that other comic. So what's his deal now? Is he still like ripping off his face every time he goes on a case, or?
Let's see. Let me get non-spoilery now.
Oh no, I think it's Tom. Was it Tom King that did it, or is it Tiny Onion?
I thought it was tight. Well, look, I have my phone right here.
But yeah, the magic of technology.
What I got from book 3 is he's working a case with ICE, and that's why Guy Gardner gets involved because like, that's my woman, blah blah blah, and all that nonsense. There is human target, so there is some face ripping revealed. And I guess this probably happens in book 1. I'm gonna assume, so I'm gonna say it as not being spoilery. But what he's investigating is, I believe, an assassination attempt on Luther. The problem with the assassination attempt was that it was a poisoning attempt, and he drank the poison. And so he's got, I think they say it's like 12 days to live. And when I open that book, it says day this. So there's probably some kind of countdown. I'm sure he'll find a cure by the end, but that's basically what he's working on.
Okay.
I got distracted talking.
Yeah.
Forgot I was opening this. Oh, get something. Hold on, I got it.
Human Target was always interesting to me because that was his thing, is like he'd get plastic surgery every time he worked a case. So he'd only work cases like for a stretch amount of time, and then he had to recover when he puts his face back on.
It is Tom King.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he looks like Mr. Fantastic in this book.
Yeah, okay. They're kind of.
I remember him being bald, but I mean, a character like that, you know.
Yeah. I mean, there's the way he looks, but there's also like, because of the TV show, they changed how he looks. Then they changed what he did, even in the main DC books. And then now they're like going a different route too.
They don't go the surgery; they go the Mission Impossible. Being like, you can see there's a voice changer.
Oh,
well,
I hate that.
He's got 12 days to live. You can't get surgery and recover and then hit the field in 12 days. Yeah,
the thing is, I guess I'd have to read it because I like Tom King writing a Human Target book. Was really interesting to me, and I didn't get to, like, when I found issue 3, like I got an alert that issue 3 was on DC Infinite, so I went back to try to read 1, and I got I got busy, so I wasn't able to read it. And but yeah, no, usually what he does is he impersonates the target. Like if somebody like a rich guy comes to him and says, "Hey, they're trying to kill me," he's like, "All right, I'll figure it out," but he'll figure it out as the guy, like the target, so he'll make his face look like the target so that wherever he goes, he could see who's gonna try and kill him.
And that might be how he got poisoned. He might have been. I didn't read the first 2. He might have been disguised as Luther.
Yeah,
and drank the poison.
But if it's still but realistically, it's like you don't want a book about the dude like drawn as Luther every time. Like for TV, it works. It's like, oh, let's say like you can get a guest star to play the main character all the time. Like it'd be a good gimmick, but I don't think that works as well in comics. That's what they were always like. The Vertigo ones were always like miniseries,
Yeah, I think it can get confusing if like you're drawing Luther for a whole book,
right?
But he's not actually like Chance, whatever.
Yeah,
but I mean it's well written.
Yeah,
King's talented. I'm not gonna deny him that.
How did you like the reading experience in the app? Like you read it on your phone?
Yeah, I read it on the phone, and it's fine. I did it both. I did it both, like whole page. And then I remembered why I didn't do that, because we have a 2-page panel.
Yeah, it's a little square.
Yeah, and it's not even a splash page, because it's like one big panel and then all these little panels, and so you just get so squished, and it's on the phone, so you like have to zoom in and do this and do that and whatever. And so that's when I switched it to guided view, and that was a little better. I still felt I needed a little bit more zoom in, but I'm also old, so I
And
don't
you're on the phone too. Like, I'm sure if
Yeah.
it was a tablet, it'd be different.
tablet, or is this app? It works on PC too, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's basically what you wish you had in Comixology.
Yeah.
You have here because you can read it on the web. You can read it on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so tablet or laptop, or even your PC where you can put it out to your TV, it'd be fine.
yeah. Oh, I gotta check if they have an Apple TV app for PC and phone. That'd be the shit.
I think they do. I think I remember, because this is the old DC Universe app, right?
Yeah, but it's
It just
certain.
took away all the video.
Yeah, Jay, what were you gonna say?
I actually had a lot of issues with the app.
Really? But you
Um,
do the web browser or the tablet?
web browser on my phone.
Okay.
Like, there's a lot of really simple stuff that they don't do, or they do poorly. Like, just turning the page, you have to tap instead of sliding, which is actually pretty lame.
That is.
They also have a thing where you can't tell what page you're on. Like, there's no actual easy way to do that. Like with the Comixology, you just tap and it says you're on page whatever of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And this one doesn't have a way to do that.
Now, when you say web browser, um, like Chrome, you didn't actually use the app on your phone.
No, I didn't download the app.
Okay, because on the phone it has all that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
okay.
has you tap it and it gives you a page count. I just started doing it right now.
Yeah, you could jump from one page to another, like skip whole pages if
Yeah,
you
and
want.
it does that.
Oh, okay. All right, 5 out of 5.
No, but look, in a world where
You can pick what
Comixology took
page.
out a lot of I guess my goal in speaking about the app here is kind of give people a sense of what they can have, even though Comixology took it away. You know what I mean? And the
Mm-hmm.
web browser is not something. It's something I knew you could do. I've never needed it. I didn't need it with Comixology. I never needed it for Comixology. I needed it just to buy everything, but you can't even do that anymore. I have to go through Amazon. So, at this point, like a web browser reading experience would be something they would want to invest in if they want to take some of those people that got rid of Comixology altogether after that big change, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, then like thank you for using the web browser, because that's now the PC web browser might be different than your Chrome, but Chrome is Chrome really, I think, at this point on any platform. And I was like, how'd you feel jumping into issue 3 instead of like reading 1 and 2 and 3?
It was fine. They do. King does a decent job of kind of catching you up without, last time on Human Target.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, I got what was happening, and the story itself kind of feels self-contained. You keep reading if you want to find out, well, does he survive the poison? What's up with the poison? Who did it? Then you keep reading. But you could actually read this book on its own, and just because of the subplots with Guy Gardner specifically, and then the Booster Gold stuff is a little side stuff, and it's just a little. It's Human Target guy kind of commenting on heroes and like how the JLI differs from all the other heroes that he knows in the way they interact, and kind of starts the wheels turning. And it's the point where in the TV show he would look at the camera and like,
Uh-huh.
oh, he just discovered a clue. But yeah, I read it. I caught on to what was happening pretty quick.
Okay. All right. Now, so yeah, you ready to rate your book? Anything else you want to say? Maybe the art.
The art was fine. It's a little watercolor.
Spider. Watercolor?
It looks watercolory. It's got like that pastel look. If you look at the cover, that's what the inside looks like.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, not a big fan, but that's how the old noir books used to be.
Yeah.
So I get what they're doing. I'm not gonna complain about it. It's fine. It's well drawn. They just, gotta paint in the lines.
You want digital comic coloring?
No, I just it's fine. There's a lot of pastels.
Well, it's a taste. Like it's a taste thing.
Yeah.
And that's part of a review because not some people don't like the same things you don't like,
Yeah. I mean, other than that, it looks fine. You look at the characters, you know who's who. You don't have to look at the costume. You if you just took their face out, okay, that's this person, this person, this person. So it's fine.
Okay. All right. So what would you rate your experience with the app first?
With the app, 4.5. I took away half a point because, Jay was saying that it doesn't do this, it doesn't do that. And I was trying to see if it did it on the app. Like, you have to touch it in a certain spot, or else it just like stares at you. Doesn't do it. Like for a second, I thought, oh shit, he's right. I thought I was. Oh, there it is.
It is a certain angle.
Yeah. So loses half a point for that. I'll give the book 4.5 too.
4.5.
I wanted to do 5, but what they do with Guy Gardner, I didn't like.
Yeah, it's a little too different from the main.
No, it's not that different. It's just I don't want to do any spoilers, but the way the situation with Guy Gardner is resolved is not the way the Guy Gardner of the main universe would react.
Okay,
is how I'm gonna put that.
All right. Look, the one time that Larry's not here, we avoid all spoilers. When you're like, yeah, fucking spoil the motherfucker.
Oh, the book just came out, didn't it?
Hey, I don't know if it just came out, but it just came out on DC Infinite. So I'm not sure. Like, I think it's one of those where certain titles are day and date on DC Infinite. Like, all the Earth Prime stuff is day and date. Like, it just comes out at the same time. I don't know if Black Label is like that. I know for a fact, like Swamp Thing Green Hell, a book we reviewed in the past. Click here to see that review. That is still number one, is still on Infinite, nothing else. So I don't know if the rest came out at all, or it's delayed, or what. But if it ended at that one, I'm good with it too. But yeah. Now, Jay, man, what's the? I know you read something villain something.
I read. Hold on, I missed doing this. I read Gotham City Villains Anniversary Giant #1.
Okay. And that's okay, that's it right there.
Yeah. So it's an anthology about Gotham City villains, written by Danny DeVito.
Is it Danny DeVito?
That's his name. Yeah.
Huh.
Like, I don't know if it's
the real Danny.
Danny DeVito, but
However, looked like one of my cousins.
Danny DeVito, Wes Craig, Willow Wilson, Philip Kennedy Johnson, and other writers. And I was reading it on my phone, and that shit got old real quick.
On the app.
Yeah.
browser app.
Yeah, it's just too small to be enjoyable.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if I need a bigger phone or if I just need to wait until I have a tablet or computer available.
What do you normally
But
read your comic books on? Because I know you love digital.
I have a tablet that I bought just for reading comics.
Okay. And
So that's what I normally use, and it's like big and
DC
sorry.
Infinite app doesn't go to it.
No, well, I was at work,
Okay.
and I don't normally take my tablet to work. Too many undesirables. But I will say I did read the first two stories. The first one was the one by Danny DeVito. Is the Penguin and Catwoman are in love, and they steal a vaccine and use like the air current to get it to everyone so that the entire world is vaccinated, and then they leave and be in love.
That might be that Danny DeVito.
Wonder where they got that idea.
The next story is a scarecrow story, and he's basically got a new cult, and he's ranting about how Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman are like, they're all actually really scared, and he's waiting for the man with no fear so he can sacrifice him. And I don't know, he's crazy. He's something sacrificing him will make everyone not afraid anymore. And so the guy with no fear, of course, is Nightwing. And he comes and just beats the shit out of Scarecrow and then goes home.
That sounds like Danny DeVito wrote it too.
But yeah, I have to stop there. Just phone reading is not great.
Yeah. And that's,
And even with the guided view,
yeah,
which I was upset because honestly, it was really funny, but I just wasn't in the mood for this joke, right? Or whatever, because I was at a panel and it was small. I wanted to read it. So I clicked it to go to guided view, and the panel stayed the same size, but everything else just went away. So just isolated the panel without making it any bigger. Like, it's funny now. I can laugh about it now.
Yeah, but in the moment,
like, what the fuck?
When you think of my experience, we'll get to my experience with the Infinite app. But spoilers, I love it. But when you talk about your experience, Jay, is vastly different, and it doesn't need to be that different, because the app and the web browser are basically, I guess from a programming perspective, it might be a little different, but you could hire somebody to make that feel seamless,
Mm-hmm.
And you look at I assume, Jay, maybe you can help me, and Oz, you can help me. But when you look at like a porn site, like you can look at the porn site at any platform and you're still gonna get off in about 3 minutes, right? Like you're never thinking of isolating a panel or anything. Like you don't have those issues, right?
You mean
it depends on how I orient my screen.
I mean, is it video or
No
images?
video, yeah.
Sometimes you images, you gotta zoom on certain, you still gotta.
Either way, like I mean, like what's your experience with that? Like, do you ever feel it's a vastly different experience from a tablet or a phone or a computer?
No,
No.
it's just what's holding up the device. This computer screen is just there. If it's my phone, I gotta prop it on something. I gotta have it hands free.
Right, but that's logistical. That's different. That's on you.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying is that's
that's the only barrier to coming.
Yeah.
And your phone, anything. I guess that's where my marketing mind goes to. Like, if I was telling DC, like, the viewers have to have it as easy as when they're watching porn, you know, like that's only you're trying to make money off them, so it should be even easier, yeah, because porn essentially is free on the internet now. So, um, yeah, okay, that's something I should I'm gonna look into. Well, not that I have any investment in here, but it's something that I'm gonna maybe when I meet the guy at Comic-Con and I tell him like, hey, I want you to kill Comixology, but you need to do this. I'll tell him that when we're drunk at the hotel lobby bar. But so yeah, so you didn't get to finish your book because of the experience then, huh? Not even like the quality of the book?
No, I didn't finish it, but what I saw was good.
Okay.
So
And you
it's a book-
enjoyed the like Catwoman Danny DeVito story?
I did enjoy it. Like it's weird to see them like doing like couples talking at each other, like the lovey-dovey shit.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. It's not like I wouldn't say it's a bad, but it's definitely weird. And but I got through it. And it was yeah, it's good, but it's weird. Like seeing them together. And
Okay.
then like the pet names and the flirting and
What were some of the pet names?
um I don't remember, just general stuff like kitty cat and like other stuff. Just
Beaky.
yeah, I don't remember exactly. I just remember just kind of cringing while reading it.
Okay.
Real quick,
Yeah.
Human Target #3 came out December 28th.
Okay.
Okay, so not recent at all.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, so it wasn't even day and date, and that might be something to think about. And, I don't expect the apps to do that. They got to make their money off physical shit anyway. But yeah. Jay, what would you showed the cover earlier, and like I want to like do my own like psionic psychic abilities and get into your brain when you saw that cover. Cause I'm sure the
Mhm.
cover called to you when you saw it and it's like, oh, this is what I'm gonna read, right?
No, it was
No?
more like everything else was what's the opposite of calling to me?
Oh,
Like
okay.
just repelling me.
Repelling you. Okay. Even like the
Like
Earth Prime, like the Batgirl, like Earth Prime book.
I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah.
Like I saw Bad Girls,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
only have up to issue 2.
Right.
Um, they had the Justice League something. I
With
think they
the
had the Justice League.
Legion of Superheroes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I don't need. Like I don't want to read that. Not right now. Like maybe later. But yeah, it was just the only thing that like stood out. It was the first thing to stand out at me.
Uh-huh.
Which I will say, when you first hit Browse Comics, it sorts it by oldest first,
Uh-huh.
which I think is weird. Like, why wouldn't you go to the newest first?
I that might be a setting that you can change, but maybe not on the web browser, which should not be an issue either, you know?
Well, I mean, I was able to check. You're able to change it,
Okay.
but just that would be the default beginning was weird to
Yeah.
me.
Honestly, it might be something that I changed to that
Mm.
because, we do have the Fantastic Forum account that we share, and that is I've been using it for the last 6 months, and that's kind of how I've been that's probably how I said it, I'm not gonna say
Okay.
it's 100%. I'm 100% sure that I said it that way, but I could have when I was looking for something specific,
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted, sometimes I wanted to like, especially my initial like getting a sense of the app. Like, am I going to be able to read something from like the 30s? Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
that'd be kind of cool, with this type of platform. So I probably did that at the beginning, but I was probably high too. So
By the way,
But
one of the
no,
nicknames the penguin has is a puss of my dreams.
right.
Sorry, I just saw that. I figured, well, I can't just let that one
well,
go.
the reason I brought up the cover, Jay, is because when I saw it right now, I'm like, man, I'm pretty sure like Jay thought this is what Alex Ross would do if he knew how to paint.
Um,
That's
I don't even think I looked at the cover because I'm just now seeing the Mad Hatter.
that's a Lee Bermejo cover.
Yeah, it's a really good cover. I loved it. Like just seeing it, I'm like, man, this is tight. And Danny DeVito's writing in it.
My family does.
I think I just saw the title. Like, I don't even think I really.
Did you notice Red Hood in the back?
I put it. I didn't.
Bring it up if you can.
I put it to. Yeah, I guess I waited too long because doing it at work meant I had a little bit of a crunch.
Yeah.
But Red Hood, yeah, that is him. Bring it up again.
Classic Red Hood.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's old school. Right. Yeah. No, I love like just the lighting in this book. I love like it's all super contrasty and
Is that supposed to be Talia? Because there's a Talia story.
Yeah.
I believe so.
It's Talia and Rage in the back. Ivy. There's no Catwoman in the cover, right?
Doesn't look like it, no.
She's probably eating Penguin's ass because Danny DeVito wrote it.
Oh, I mean, if his breath already smells like fish.
That might be a aphrodisiac for Catwoman.
There's a killer moth story?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
All right, Jay. So what you did read of this book, what would you rate it?
I'll give it a 4.
4? Okay.
Like the stories are actually pretty good. I'm gonna have to go back and read them on my tablet. I want to have some free time.
Yeah. And your app experience, I mean, you kind of talked about it, but give that a number. Give it a quantifiable value.
Oh, well, because I wasn't actually on the app, I was on the website, so I would give the web browser.
Yeah.
I would give it a 2.
Okay.
Like it's weird. There's a lot of details of shit that it does oddly that I didn't go into.
No, but go. Feel free.
I can go into real quick.
We got time.
So when you log in, when you log in, it takes you to the screen where you to subscribe, and it's like, well, we're already subscribed, so why are you taking me to this screen? And how do I get to the comics from here? And there's like you get away from that screen, there's another screen with looks like another thing where they're trying to sell you, and finding the actual browse comics button was a lot harder than it should be. There's no way to change your name that I saw, which is not good. Like, if that's a screen name, I might need that to be different. Like if I had a personal account and it did a screen name based on my email, which is my full name, maybe I wouldn't want that displayed for everybody to see as I'm reading stuff.
Yeah.
And they threw in numbers after it. Like someone else is gonna have the same fucking last name as me.
Yeah. I always thought that was dumb. But it
Like,
didn't
especially
matter.
for me, because I'm literally the only Antrim Russell in the world.
Yeah. Like not
So
even
it's
your
like-
brothers are that, right?
Right.
Yeah. So dumb.
So it's like, and the chance of there being another one is like almost zip. Like,
Yeah.
it would be so weird.
Look, we got to get you breeding, man. If you need, I'll help you get the batter out, and then we'll find a egg somewhere.
Look, the thing about that is, I don't want to get too attached to something that's gonna like be shot up in like elementary school anyway.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
It's like, let the world get a little better first, and then maybe I'll bring children into it. But right now, they have a new plan to stop gun violence, which is clear backpacks, because then it'll make it harder for them to sneak in guns. It's like, God damn, like, okay, the gun problem, anything but the guns. Like that's the solution. Like, we should do everything except stop people from being able to get guns. It's like, fuck, I don't want to bring a kid in.
It's like, why don't we just chop off everybody's thumbs or index fingers? Let's do that. Like, chop everybody's index fingers at birth. They can't shoot a gun.
I thought they already had clear backpacks.
They did, but now they're trying to enforce, like, make it mandatory.
Right.
Right, because mass shooters sneak in with a gun in their backpack. That's how the last guy did it, right?
That's how they could do the quick draw, because that's how quick they are. They can get it out of their backpack like really quick.
Hex says, LOL, we had clear backpacks in middle school to curb kids with weapons. Didn't stop shit. So,
Yeah, I mean,
I know I don't remember if we talked about this on the show or if I was even there on the show, but you know, the parade got hit a little while ago.
Yeah.
And George Takai basically sent out a tweet.
It's pronounced
Takai.
Takai means expensive. So by all means, call me Takai.
He basically sent out a tweet like saying something to the effect of, "Oh, did someone leave a door open at the parade?" And I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
In the glib sort of like funny and like darkly funny, like morbidly funny.
It's what Gilbert Gottfried would have said, only a little funnier.
It's satire. It's like you guys are trying to make the thing one thing, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
It just doesn't translate to the real world.
Right.
Like, making schools have one door does not stop gun violence.
Well, unfortunately, there is no just one single solution for a problem like this.
Well, and that's the thing. There's one single problem, but not one single solution. And the thing is, it's easier to just fight over the possible solutions than to actually get anything done. You have more influence in pretending to care than actually getting something done.
The only thing I know for certain is that 100% of mass shootings involve guns. So they're definitely what we should be looking at.
Now, I hope all this gun talk and mass shooting talk isn't really reflective of how you feel about the issues in this app, because they're going to have to close their doors at DC Infinite if that's the case.
No, like it just needs a little work.
Yeah.
I know when Comixology had a website, you could do stuff in it that you can't do on the DC Universe Infinite website. So I think there should be at least up to where Comixology was.
Right.
And if they were, that would put them in the lead because Comixology isn't there anymore. Like it's only on the app.
And that's part of the reason why I wanted.
Separated the store. Like, fuck, if I didn't have such a huge library on Comixology, I would definitely consider like humble bundling everything.
Yeah. Now, okay, so the issues with the DC Infinite web browser app were what you said. As far as Comixology goes, there's I know we talked about it before where you can try and download the stuff you bought that is available, but not all of it is, right? Like downloadable.
Right.
Yeah. That's a bad one. Yeah. All right.
So, because I haven't used Comixology in a while, I know Amazon bought it and like completely ruined it.
Well, no, they bought it and they left it alone for at this point it's got to be about 10 years. And it was fine. The only problem I ever had with it was that on iOS devices I couldn't buy things. I had to go to the Safari browser to do it. And like I don't know my password. I have fucking Apple keychain. I don't need to fucking know my fucking password. Like, so but that was so I actually bought a Kindle Fire just to buy comics on Comixology and have them ready on my iPad. Luckily that piece of shit Kindle Fire was like $40. Yeah,
I remember they changed something. I think the Zoom and like a couple other things.
Yeah. So
really
what
bad.
ended up happening with Comixology was that they consolidated their like bookstores and just had one hub of where you're going to get everything, which is the Kindle books app. And they in order for the Comixology stuff to work congruently with it seamlessly, they had to actually downgrade what they've done to fit with their inferior book shopping and reading other app, because you could already buy stuff on Kindle and have it be in Comixology before, and vice versa. But it's just, even stuff I would borrow on Kindle Unlimited, I would have in my Comixology app. And it wasn't, some of them were comics, but there's like, I bought a book on tarot card reading on Kindle for 99 cents and I got it. I bought one on body piercing and I read it on Comixology. I don't anymore. I can't read it on Comixology no more, but I was doing that before they fucked everything up. So it was somewhat seamless and beneficial for me I've been on Comixology probably since the start, and they just ruined their existing base, really.
I remember there was a huge outcry when it happened, and I guess they never bothered to fix it, even though like it was a major news story at the time. It wasn't just us. I mean, there was like celebrities tweeting about it. It was everywhere, and then they just said, "Nah, we're good." After that,
they said we'll work on it.
They're working on it
so
right now.
They've done like 2 things that aren't what anyone asked for,
right?
But it is technically them working on it. So the hope is that in a year or 2 they'll be back to where they were.
They could have just been where they were without touching shit.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, not being able to buy things on the Comixology app is a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Like it's such a detriment to the reading experience, especially like if you're trying something out.
Yeah.
So you get your issue 1 and like it's actually really good. You used to be able to just hit buy next issue and just keep reading. Now you have to leave the app, go to Amazon, fucking navigate to books
right.
and comics
And like, let's say you have a you're trying to buy, like, for example, this one. I just bought this comic today at the comic shop. It's a beautiful looking cover. It's called Pentagram of Horror. It's number 2. Look, I might review it on our channel. You got to hit like, subscribe, hit the bell to get that review. But if I type in Pentagram of Horror, it won't give me the comic. It'll give me everything that has pentagram and horror in it before
and a couple of things that just have of.
Yeah. And look, how many of those you think there are on fucking Amazon? And then, before I can get the comic, because they start doing, it's almost like the social network algorithm thing where it's like not that many people have clicked on that book. So we'll put that at like number 273, but I'm looking for that.
That is one of the most annoying things, where you could type in the exact title of what you want and it'll be like 10th. And you just get other stuff that's close.
Right.
And I kind of get, like, that's helped me before when I didn't know what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Or I was mistaken.
Yeah.
But when I do know what I'm looking for, it's a pain in the ass.
One thing that has helped me through this transition that Comixology and Amazon have had is that excuse me. When I buy comics there, either on Comixology or physical, I follow the authors and artists. So whenever they put something else out, I can get, and so it does like allow me to find the things that I would want to buy. But look, I don't follow every comic book artist or writer, like if there's a new one, like particularly this dude, what's his name? Marco Fontanilli. I don't follow him, but he's doing this book, and this book was totally out of my radar. Number 1's out of print. I bought number 2, and we'll see how long that goes before it's out of print. But yeah, it's like I don't follow him, so I totally would have missed that issue 1. But if it's like they know I like horror books, like that should have been on my radar, But that's a whole other issue too. That's not even Comixology. I don't want Bezos knowing my, like, they already kind of try to figure out what I'm gonna buy next. So I don't want them doing it more.
I know what you should buy next.
What?
Little Monsters.
Little Monsters? When's that coming out? It came out already?
Yeah, it's like up to issue 5.
Okay.
You need to read it.
Okay.
Like,
I'll check it out.
I know you love vampires.
Yeah, I do. I'm actually working on a Halloween shopping guide for comics that are coming out around the Halloween season. So if you have anything of that and you want to throw in some suggestions, or you want to record yourself talking about them, do it, and I'll feature it in the little video vignette playlist that I'm working on. That's all pre-production talk. I shouldn't be, like, what I should be talking about is Batman and Robin #1 on the DC Infinite app. That's the book I read. I was like, with this segment, this theme show that we're doing, I was gonna half-ass it. I was gonna, like, I've read a bunch of stuff. I read Earth Prime stuff, and I'm like, I've been using this app for 6 months. Like, I'm good. Like, I can talk about it in any which way, backwards, forwards. And no, this Batman and Robin #1 by Jeff Lemire, one of my favorites, creator of Sweet Tooth.
Also the writer in Little Monsters.
Little Monsters is the Bow and Orchard Mythos book, right?
I don't know what that is.
Does it say on it?
It says they're child vampires. Is Lemire and Dustin
Gwynn.
Yeah.
Dustin Gwynn, yeah. Well, that's the creative team right now on Batman and Robin, the book I'm reviewing. So it's Jeff Lemire and Dustin Gwynn. I'm excited to see Dustin Gwynn at Comic-Con. I bought a blank screen cover for Madball's versus Garbage Pail Kids, and I'm like, they asked me like, who are you gonna get to draw that there? I'm like, I didn't want to say probably nobody because I'm a broke bitch right now, but but I'm like, man, if I could get Dustin Gwynn, but that's an easy $400 right there. Not gonna happen. But having him do a Garbage Pail Kids Madballs fight scene would be tight. But yeah, this is a book that like they have 1 through 3 on DC Infinite, which means they're probably about 6 months old. But it's what popped up when I opened when I fired up the app, and I love it. And Oz, you hate it. You're gonna hate the art. You might even hate the story.
I like Dustin's art.
Dustin who?
When Stacy.
Yeah, but he does the watercolory thing too.
I know, but he does it like the inks look like all extra drippy sometimes.
You know what he does? He does hard lines under the colors a lot, which is
the watercolors also stay within the line.
yeah. Like David Mack is somebody where you feel like you would have an issue, right?
No, see,
He's another one that does it.
He has some stuff that I like some of his stuff that they showed on the TV show.
Yeah,
like I would totally get, but it's all simple stuff too. Like it's I guess I would buy. I don't know what would you call those portraits? They're not. I guess technically they're paintings. I would buy one of the stuff that he had in the show. I don't know how I feel about a whole 24-page comic of that style.
Yeah.
So that's
he reins it in for that. You know, he still does it in sequential style, but in fact, you know what? I was gonna share my screen, but yeah, the story is basically a retelling of Dick Grayson's like experience with like the transition of him becoming the orphan and Batman turning him into a soldier. And so it goes through his training. Issue 1 goes through his training and kind of the problems they had, and with he sends fucking Dick Grayson on a solo mission with an earpiece, and he's like, on your left, and he's like, I got it, you know, and he's fighting, fucking up all these motherfuckers. And then but there was a guy in the truck that he didn't see, and he's like, I'm coming in and stopping it if you don't abort the mission right now. And he's like, nah, I got it. And then you just see the fucking Batmobile come in, and then he's like, I told you I had it. See, look, everybody's gone. And then you just see a Batarang go past Dick Grayson and hit the guy that was hiding in the truck and just hit him in the fucking face. And I'm like, man, that's fucking tight. Like, it was a really cool moment. And it was only like 2 pages of this fucking book. And, you know, I read it on my iPad, so I got the full. It's not a DC Black Label book, so the proportions are fine. But DC Black Label format, the bigger format books, fit perfectly on my iPad 11 Pro. So that's part of why I've started using the app, because that's where I could get the real good digital version of these DC Black Label. But it does have a lot of that watercolory art, and you know, it goes into.
Sorry, I just because I've been kind of flipping through the pages while you were talking. I'll say this because I like Dustin Gwynn's art. I bought a couple of his things last time I was at Comic-Con. I like it, especially his Batman. Like it looks good. It's very well done, but it feels unfinished. Like it's very sketchy. Like not like sketchy. It's like a sketch that he did.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't have a problem with that myself, but I know you probably would.
It's like Jay Lee's preliminary sketch before he actually goes in there with the inks and goes crazy. That's a tough word. Leave me alone.
I can't wait to see hear you say tough words while we're drunk at Comic-Con.
I'm not even drunk. I'm only a beer and a half in.
Yeah, but imagine, our you're gonna have to hear about it next week. Jay, you can't make it to Comic-Con at all, can you?
No, not this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. But yeah, this is one of the scenes here, and it basically Dick Grayson is trailing Batman because he's essentially grounded, and he made his own costume. This is his preliminary costume, uh, and he runs into Killer Croc, and Killer Croc's like, "Do I know you, kid?" Like, because Killer Croc has a circus background, so this is kind of like this book is kind of making Killer Croc like his arch enemy. Like he's got something against the Graysons. Maybe not something so overt, but he knows who this kid is, and he's gonna exploit that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But here you see more of this, like like you see like the brick wall is kind of washed out, but it's the contrast that washed out like gives that detail to the cape right here. I love that. I love the Batman. Like half the time, Batman is silhouetted here. And I'm gushing about the art, but the writing is good too. Like the dialogue is good. Batman has some exchanges with Alfred in like relation to like uh how he's raising Dick, where he's like, Alfred, the boy who died with his parents, like he needs to be a soldier now. And then he's like, well, but you still need to let him be who he needs to be. And he goes, well, I don't want to bring a dead kid into the house because of this. And he goes, but you're okay bringing a dead soldier, like that exchange was like fucking amazing. And it was like 3 panels of this book. And then Batman here, he made this Robin costume for him, and it was kind of like a surprise because of the little like growing pains they've been having through this book. But then Grayson's like, oh, if you know about this, then that means you've been reading my journals. And just Batman's just like, yeah, like we can't have any secrets from each other. And that sets Grayson off too. And it really, like, I think this book is really more of the origin story for Nightwing than it is like a retelling of Dick Grayson's origin story. You know what I mean? Because it's really like really playing on where him and Batman connect, but more where they like differ in methodology and what they want out of this same mission. The same overall mission of what they want to do in Gotham. And yeah, just the art and the story just melds together. Like you said, Jay, earlier you were talking about Little Monsters. This is the same exact creative team on Little Monsters. It's also the same creative team on Descender and Ascender, which is going to be a TV show that will probably be a hit that everybody loves, and I'm probably going to hate because it's not like the comic. But I'm trying to ease up on that, but sometimes I can't help it. And
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, Dustin Nguyen and Jeff Lemire just work so well together, and I think part of it is too because Jeff Lemire's art, when he draws stuff that he writes, is kind of watercolory, but it's a little more rustic. Like Dustin Nguyen does probably the same techniques that Jeff Lemire does, but his art style is more refined, and I think that's next time I see Jeff Lemire, hopefully at Comic-Con this weekend, I'm asking her, like, is this like your like favorite collaborator? Because I think it's the one that he's worked. I think between him and Andrea Sorrentino is the one that he's worked with the most. Yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
and as far as like just the way I opened up the app, it just threw it at me. Like you should be reading this. So for me, like the app did its job there, and it like I enjoyed every minute of it. So yeah, when it comes to rating this story, it's easily a 5 out of 5. And there's 3 issues on the app now, which means there's probably about 6 out. I think it's one of 6 too. And then my app experience has been great. Like I even had something to share with you guys where one of my I was actually gonna post it because it just feels like you remember. I know Jay, you remember back in the day where they would have the um radio commercials that felt like the DJs were just talking about a product,
Right.
but it was a straight commercial. And
Yeah.
this text message was like that. One of our subscribers hit me up because he's been busy with a new kid, and he hasn't he hasn't been able to listen to us, which is why our numbers are so shitty. But I didn't tell him that. But yeah, it's his fault. I blame him. And let's see. Oh, shit, hold on. Trying to get this screen going. I need Larry here to talk shit while I do this.
Right.
This is where we really miss Larry. I know right now he's probably watching us like while he's uh, doing whatever he's doing, some world saving shit. But yeah, so here is the message I got, and it says, "By the way, I'm super behind on FF listening. Just heard the episode where y'all reviewed Dark Knights of Steel, which is back then. This is like 3 months old, he found it on the DC Infinite app, and he said, I never would have given this book a chance based on the premise, but if your review wasn't spot on, this shit's amazing. And yeah, and he's really loving the app. Like he was able to just go on the app and get it. By the time, because he's so behind on us, it's on the app already, and that's a testament to the app too.
I
Like,
think I hated that book.
yeah, it
I
was a
will
little,
say that is one of the things that I don't know. It's like when a comic comes out and I'm interested, I want it now. I don't
yeah,
want to have to wait 6
yeah,
months.
yeah,
It's like I get mad when I read a story about a book that's coming out. And
yeah,
it's like, oh, I want to read 8 Million Genies. Wait, next month?
yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah. No, I get you. And in doing what we do, I get a lot of press releases of things that are not only are they going to be coming out, but they haven't even been solicited yet. So we're getting it before the retailers would know about it, and we're like, fuck. And by the time it comes out, like I'm reading fucking Chip Zdarsky's new book. Like it's not, I'm done with it. Like that is it. Like it's just, I forget about. I don't have an alert for it. In doing this video series that I'm working on with the Halloween comic shopping guide, uh, I'm like seeing that even more, where it's like there's a lot of stuff that they told me about that I missed, and looking in our press releases, and like, okay, I'm gonna be talking about this, and it's like, if I wasn't talking about the theme, I would have missed that whole email too, because it's so far in advance. Like they sent this Halloween story in like February, and it's like, dude, like, come on, so and a certain part is good to know about it, but it's like when they send it in February, like, what are we gonna do about it? Like, other than write an article or a blog post, but we're really like that we can't review it. Like, we can anticipate, but what can we really do? Wait till it's a little closer. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm definitely one of those. I know, Larry asked us a couple weeks back, like, what do you prefer, the batch or the binge, and
Mhm.
or the binge or the weekly, and he said, you know, he's kind of, look, he's not here to confirm, but he said he's almost on my side for certain things, uh Better Call Saul is one of them, and he was happy that he got to Stranger Things eventually without having to wait. So he's kind of like more on my side now. But my brother in specific was like, dude, if I hadn't watched like watching this season of The Boys, like I really hated this weekly format shit. Like he said, I guess like the last 4 episodes he just waited for and just watched it, and he's like he doesn't regret it at all. Like, but he watched it. He watched it when the last episode came out, so he's still current. Like he's not getting spoiled or anything. And that's part of the problem with binging, like waiting to binge, is you're gonna get spoiled. Yeah.
Yeah, have to wait an extra couple of weeks to watch the last episode of Stranger Things because it's 2.5 hours long, and we're like, we can't like we have an hour each night. This isn't. We're gonna have to like Saturday night. That's our movie night because that's a movie 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
and I'm seeing pictures of the guitar scene, the Master of Puppets scene.
Yeah,
and hearing all these stories, and
you still haven't watched the Master of Puppets scene.
Yeah, at that point, yeah. And then I start hearing the theories of, well, this person can come back this way because in Dungeons and Dragons. I'm like, dude. So now I know what happened to that guy or girl.
Jay, what were you gonna say?
No, I was wondering what that picture was about. I saw a picture by, I think, Sienkiewicz.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a guy with the guitar, and it said it was Stranger Things, but I didn't get it.
Yeah.
But I guess that is what it is.
Yeah, basically the metalhead character like has to draw out these Demogorgon bats, but he has to distract them so that they can get to the main villain, and he does it with music. And so since the upside down reflects what the gate is at his house, so his guitar, he has a guitar in the upside down that works. That the upside down apparently, like while dilapidated, has a working power grid. So that's
right.
Yeah.
Don't tell me too much about it. Like
sorry,
I do.
He plays Master of Puppets to distract some bats.
Yeah.
And it's an epic looking scene. Like you can know that's what's gonna happen. But
this
visually
picture is epic.
Yeah, visually it's amazing.
Let's see, put it up. I'll tell you if it's.
And I mean that song's a classic too.
Yeah. Look, it fits the theme of the show with Vecna. Like, I would have liked something a little different, but if I tell you what song, then it'd be a spoiler for Jay. I don't want, and maybe Oz too. I don't know if you watched.
I've seen it now.
Yeah.
I can't remember how to spell the guy's name.
Eddie Munson?
So, no, Sienkiewicz.
Yeah. No, I've actually seen it myself, but yeah, no, it's hard to find. Stranger Things. Larry and I actually talked about it on Tuesday, and it's a shame we didn't get to watch it all and review it at the time, because we have integrity. But eventually we'll get to it. At least there's another season. I was hoping this was the last one, so the way it ended, like for me, if it was the last one, like I'm happy. Yeah, but apparently we're getting like 3 more movies. Is that what it is? Like 3 more 2-hour episodes?
I know there's going to be another season.
Yeah,
and then I think they want to do like a spin-off.
Yeah,
because the kids are too old now.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't. The problem with Stranger Things is that they're like, I love that they're answering the questions when it comes to cosmic horror. I have a lot of questions, but I'm okay with having questions. Like, that's the beauty of cosmic horror. Like, you don't know, and in this season they answered enough to like satiate that little bit of curiosity, but they're still like, what the fuck after? And I'm okay. Yeah, that's tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things. Like they're probably gonna play it till it loses all its charm, like giving Wolverine an origin, or you know, like it just takes away all the cool shit. Like that mystery, is part of the fun. Yeah, at least for me. But I know apparently, like the Emmys are respecting horror now because they accepted a nomination for Stranger Things. So it's like
Mm.
news, but I mean, there's like Midnight Mass was a better horror show than Stranger Things. And even this current season of Stranger Things is way better performed, way better written. Like it's a masterpiece, and and that nobody gave a shit about that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like no nominations for that, no nothing, and that shit was amazing. Oh yeah, I mean it still has. Yeah, I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it. But Jay, man, I guess we got a little bit of time, man. Look, you missed you missed out on Thor conversation last week. You missed out on Miss Marvel conversation last week.
Right.
We get
I did finish Miss Marvel, and it did get better. And I know I've said this before, like it's been a while since I put this one out, but if you're gonna go off the rails, you might as well go all the way off. And that's what they did with Miss Marvel. Like making her a genie, amazing. Like I love it. It's so dumb and so out there. And are we doing spoilers yet?
yeah,
No,
we
you
did
just
spoilers last week. Yeah,
Because
She's
but
a
no,
mutant genie.
yeah,
I-
they made her
A
mute.
mutant genie.
yeah,
It's so I love it. Like that's great. Mutant genie.
so
Oh,
you even enjoyed that last episode too? Like,
mm-hmm.
The
yeah,
last
I
episode,
mean,
we started to have problems.
yeah,
it had issues. I
yeah.
mean,
I still don't know how the
I
mom
always don't
got that
really like
costume so quick.
Hold on, I'll say that, Jay.
like it's always kind of annoying when the powers mirror like the person they're fighting mirrors their own powers.
Yeah,
Like that kind of gets annoying. And yeah, a little too rah-rah for me, but it was still good. Like I still enjoyed it. Like what were your problems with it?
How did the mom get that costume so quick?
Oh, that's nitpicky shit. That
And then
not saying that you're wrong for feeling that, but I felt the same way. I was
like
like, why is she gonna have this costume? And like, I was willing to throw that thought away. That how dumb that is.
I had problems with, she finds out what happened to her friend in the daytime, and by afternoon she's already running through New Jersey. I'm like, wait, you were in Pakistan? What the hell? Like, actually, in the way they cut it, I said this last week. I thought, like, did she just run from Pakistan all the way to New Jersey?
Yeah, it's true. That is a weird cut. Like I didn't notice it while I was watching.
I honestly think there's just a lot. Like, I think the last episode was probably 2 episodes, and they just cut a lot of stuff that would have made it make more sense.
Mm,
But
I
overall, I think I gave the show like 4.5, so it's not like I hated it.
right.
I still think that like if they would have expanded like there was build up to that final episode, but it wasn't like it was like a C plot, B plot that would have been okay for that to be the cliffhanger, and then expand on that conflict for the second season,
Mm,
so for me, I felt like that last episode was like unnecessary. Yeah, like it just the way that it ended with that penultimate episode, like made it a good show, and then that last episode just like I mean, we had the issue with Larry with the nega bands, like or the quantum bands, like the swapping body thing, which is yeah, I have those issues too. But and the mutant stuff, Larry had a problem with that, which I mean, I do as well. But that's what you get when MCU, man.
They
Like,
gotta bring in mutants somehow.
yeah, but
I mean,
they don't have
people
to.
have been like they've kind of been switching back of like mutants and Inhumans, and
Yeah,
they're already they do a lot of back and forth with that.
yeah,
So that's not a big deal to
right.
me.
And to a certain degree, there is some like a through line that connects the two with the X gene and the initial Terrigenesis of back in the day. Like we kind of went through that with explaining it to Oz last week. So I can get with it. I just don't get why like they didn't want her having stretchy powers, and then they did the stretchy powers at the end, you know, and they had a chance to make her an Inhuman and do it well, and then not do it, like, and then it's a mutant, and it's like really like, do you want her? I mean, I know there's people that are fans, but you don't want her like if she's an Inhuman in the source material. Do you want her being the first mutant in the MCU? Like, yeah,
I'm not sure she will be. Like, I know they say they're like threw that word out there.
yeah.
I don't think she's actually going to be a mutant.
Oh, they threw the theme out too. They threw the theme out too. Like
The
he says,
music.
mutant is like.
Right. Like, I honestly don't think she's going to end up being a mutant. I think that's like a placeholder type of thing to like get people talking, but in the end, it's not gonna. I don't feel like she's gonna end up being a mutant in the end.
You think they're gonna go back to the Inhuman stuff? Like it's just a mutate. He just used mutation for lack of a better word because he doesn't know
He's a
about
high
it.
school kid. What the fuck does he know?
Yeah. Look,
Yeah,
enough
he
to
was
know.
oddly smart for
Yeah,
a
he
high
did a
school
full
kid.
genetic makeup on her. So
Yeah, that
he
was
knows something.
weird.
Yeah.
But I went with it because it's like a kid's show, so they get a little leeway.
He's scanning her whole genetic makeup, but he's going to Caltech. Like, Caltech is like practically community college. At least the Caltech that I remember growing up in LA was practically it actually worse than community college. It was like
it's like a trade school for science.
Yeah, trade school.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, where you go there so you can get a job.
Yeah, no, but it's changing the way that the institutions deal with it, and in terms of grants and what they get out of it. So it's definitely like it's raised up the bar, but it definitely was like the trade school for like really smart science people. So it's still like it was still up there, but it wasn't like you're not gonna minor in anything that will get you to be a substitute teacher. Yeah.
Like, there's still MIT. Like he could go to MIT.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to go to LA.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, everybody wants to go to LA.
Yeah, it's
not everyone.
Less snow.
Let's see here.
So that's your thoughts on Miss Marvel. What about Thor: Love and Thunder?
It was good, or it was fine. It's weird because this movie had me thinking afterwards, like, when was the last time I was actually like super excited to go to a movie? And it wasn't this. Like, this is kind of it for me. It was like I went into it thinking it would be fine, and then it was. So I got what I expected.
I was mad.
I didn't need the God of Carpenters. Like, I didn't need that line.
The what line? What was it?
When Thor says, he points out the God of Carpenters.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I didn't need that.
Was it Jesus?
That's the
That's the joke.
that's the implement. That's the implied. That's what's
Yeah.
implied.
Okay.
And they don't show him, of
Oh.
course, because they can't. They're not going to do that.
It's
Plus,
Disney.
I tend to believe Jesus was a really shitty carpenter. That's why he went into preaching.
No,
He didn't get into family business.
No, he was an amazing carpenter. But
Look, if the
and
Amish were
Screaming
leaving them,
Goats,
like the Amish are great carpenters. That's the one thing they learned from them.
if the Screaming Goats, I didn't need. And I kind of felt like it would benefit from having more Valkyrie. Like I was thinking it would be a better movie if we got more than what we got. Like more Valkyrie would have made the movie better, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But Thor was fine. Love is weird. Like that was weird, right? That they called them Love and Thunder.
Jay, do you know who Singularity is?
No.
God. It's like a child version of Eternity.
So I have questions because, well, in comments, because I still haven't seen it myself.
Oh, have you not?
I have not. And
so you didn't see that terrible Love and Thunder line?
No, I haven't. Like, I actually really want to see it. And then, I heard that they played Dio's Rainbow in the Dark, which all of you failed to mention. Which
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, see, yeah. And I was gonna attribute it to the fact that you guys don't want to hear me cry on the air, because every time I hear that song, I get it hits me right here.
Tiger Claw says, "I love how Thor treated his hammer like a dog when he started whistling and going, 'Hey boy.'" The hammer was actually really funny. Like I did enjoy that.
What the question I have is, a lot of where it's failings, like there's a lot of articles being written, particularly more in the more conservative comic sites, about the failings being wokeness and political agenda. And I know when you guys reviewed it last week, not you, Joe, but Oz and Larry, none of that came up at all. And I wanted to bring that up then, but I just didn't. Between Larry and Oz, I don't think they could come up with a succinct answer. And Jay, I know with you, I at the very least, I'm gonna get a sense of if it was trying to be a little too woke and failed, or it hit the wrong marks or whatever. So, do you think some of the failings were part of that, the political agenda shit or the wokeness shit?
No. No. I think their issue is just that Jane Foster had power too. Like I think there was literally
that's the
culmination. Yeah, that's the culmination of why they're angry. And they'll yell out other shit, but it's really just Jane Foster is Thor. Because they do call her Thor.
Yeah.
And I think that pissed them off. Like, I think they were mad about that. That is the wokeness.
That's not even that woke.
It really isn't.
I actually can't answer it. As Jay is partially right. There's also I guess Korg's the Cronins, that's Korg species, right? There's no females. They're all technically they're male, but I guess if there's no females, you're non-binary.
Yeah.
And so like
they're not dimorphous is what it is.
I mean, and look, I'm pretty sure Korg doesn't have a penis.
I don't know what dimorphous means. I need Larry here to tell me.
And so there, there's a lot of, oh well, that's gay stuff because Korg is a dude and he hooks up with another dude named Dwayne, by the way.
Taika
Oh.
Waititi doing Taika Waititi shit.
Right.
Man.
He's
I
gay?
love
So it's little things like that, but it's all, there's two type of people that are complaining about it when they complain wokeness. If they're not complaining about the movie, they're just complaining, oh, it's the wokeness that's killing it. There's two type of people, and I mean, we've seen this for years. There's the group that hasn't seen it but has heard, like,
Yeah.
Natalie Portman say, "Oh, it's the gayest MCU movie ever," and there's a gay character in this and that. And Valkyrie, I guess, is also a lesbian. So they hear all that. They haven't seen it, and they're just saying, "Oh, well," and then they see that it didn't make the amount of money that it was expected to make, and like, well, it's obviously all this wokeness. People are tired of the wokeness. And then there's the other half.
But did it not make, like, what was it expected to? Because it made like, I mean,
It's made a lot, but I think it's like the lowest grossing MCU movie. I'd have to see how it compares to what they were expecting, but I know
Yeah.
it's it's like the lowest grossing and one of the lowest Rotten Tomato scores or whatever. And so anyway, the second half is there's a lot of people that are getting their clicks and their likes and all that by going anti-woke, and everything is woke. And they probably haven't even seen the movie either.
I think we're gonna start going anti-woke just for that, and play Stray too. Like, we'll find wokeness in Stray. It's like
And-
too much pussy.
And so yeah, so
Right.
it's those same two groups of people that we've seen it for years. When Lucifer,
Yeah.
came out, you hated it because it's not like the Neil Gaiman Lucifer,
Right.
where there
For
were
the
people
right
that
reasons.
hated it because, oh, it's Lucifer and it's they're making him a good guy and sympathetic and blah blah blah. It's nothing new. It's just now they have a new buzzword to use that's going to get clicks, which is woke.
Okay.
Tiger Claw says the minute you introduce a gay character, they cry woke. Yeah, if that's a rock person being gay is woke, then I guess they could complain
It's
about that.
technically not even. I mean, it's an alien race that
Right.
doesn't have made of rocks.
Right. It's a silicon-based life form.
Valkyrie is a lesbian,
Yeah.
but that has nothing. Like that's, I'm not even sure that's brought up in the movie, other than just like she mentions, oh, her wife died fighting what's her face. So it's not like it has.
But
It's
didn't
based
she still
off-
like Thor naked? Like, didn't she still like watching him naked?
Yeah. Then there's that. Like
At the very least, she's bi.
Yeah.
And everybody likes that because everybody that cries woke beats off the lesbian porn anyway.
and then I mean, and anybody that's complaining that Jane Foster is Thor, it hasn't seen the movie because Thor is still Thor. Chris Hemsworth is still Thor. He's still Thor in the movie. She's also called. They're both called Thor. And at the end of the movie, there's one Thor left, and it's the one that they would want to see as Thor. So they haven't seen the movie. They just heard Natalie Portman's character's name's Thor, and let the clickbait begin.
For some people, that's enough, even that they're both Thor, which, yeah, it's ridiculous. The movie is not woke. It's nothing like that.
Heck in chat says people crying woke watch lesbian porn exclusively. FOH. I don't know what FOH means.
Tiger Claw says, I heard Jen Foster, I don't know
Jane.
who that is bisexual. She may or may not be. They don't mention it or bring it up at all.
Yeah,
It has nothing to do with the plot.
people just want to hate.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's not woke. Like, I know woke. Craig of the Creek is woke.
Who?
Craig of the Creek is a cartoon. I think I mentioned it on here a couple times.
I haven't heard about it because it's too woke.
Dude, they're woke as fuck. Like, there was so much representation One of the episodes has a Filipino woman speaking like some Filipino
Tagalog.
dialect.
Yeah.
I'm not even-
Tagalog.
Yeah, and it's like they do research. They do uh, uh, culture representation. They have one character that uses BASL, which is Black American Sign Language, which is different from regular ASL,
Is that like
which they researched.
I thought it, but you went there.
yeah.
It's basically different, but there's actually more. The main difference is there's more facial,
Okay.
yeah,
Emotion.
more facial
Oh,
use.
Like when Ice Cube looks at you, you know what he's thinking.
Yeah, like it's so much representation, and the thing is with the kid that uses sign language, it's not brought out. Like it's not. I don't want to say it's not addressed, but he's not treated as anything but just a regular kid that they play with. It really is just they represent everything. They have
yeah.
gay characters. They have bi. I think they have like a couple bi
But the
characters.
thing is,
It's
I don't.
different races, different cultures, and they do their research to make sure that when they do something, they do it right.
But see, I don't think like okay. You say it's super woke. I wouldn't call that like that's just giving you. I guess
It's
kind of
just it's representation,
Yeah.
and that's what they call woke.
Yeah.
If it's not showcasing a straight white male,
Yeah.
then that's the only representation they care about.
Yeah.
Once you get past that, it starts being woke. And Craig of the Creek, with all they do, like that would be like a super woke cartoon.
So like
And
technically
it's
now,
not like woke isn't a bad thing. Like
probably they
they
use it
think
as
it's
a
bad.
Yeah.
They think it's bad, but what we're really just talking about, what they're really talking about is representation. They don't like that gays are being represented as people. They don't like that
Yeah.
minorities are being represented. They don't like that people with disabilities are being represented. What they want is straight white male, maybe straight white female, and everything else they they don't want. Like they don't like it. They can't relate to it. They literally just want to go back to the 50s when everything was just white. And that's not where we are right now.
Impossible.
Like, yeah, like we don't do that. So, yeah, Craig of the Creek, I would consider that woke. Like, they are doing their thing with representation. I thought I talked about it on the show before, but
Probably.
Craig of the Creek is basically about kids just playing in a creek. Like they use their imagination to make things kind of bigger than life, but it still stays grounded in kids playing with each other. I definitely recommend it to anyone. If I were to say what episode to start with, I would say The Boy from 3000, which is amazing. Deltron 3000 guest stars as a kid from the future. It's amazing. The show is just awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. You should check it out. It's on HBO Max if you have it. Cartoon Network if you
Yep.
have that.
I know that you did bring it up before because I remember seeing the thumbnail and then you brought it up.
Oh, okay.
All right.
But yeah, what were we talking about before that?
That's
Thor: Love and
Thor.
Thunder.
Yeah. I do have another question with Thor because I heard again, like when you watch the trailer, it was Korg relating the story. So now the fan theory is that this isn't really a Thor movie; it's Korg telling you a Thor story. And do you think that fits in what you saw?
I mean, he does the intro and the outro.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it doesn't feel like that though. It doesn't feel like we've seen movies where it is someone telling a story.
Right.
This doesn't feel like that. He's just narrating.
Okay.
He just narrates the beginning and the end.
Yeah, in the beginning, it's just kind of like a recap to catch you up to that point.
And he is telling the story to characters in the movie, but it doesn't feel like that's what we're watching.
Okay.
Especially because there are times where he's not there and we still see it. So,
but that would account for some of the weirdness if it was the case, or if they would have edited better to make it seem like it's him telling you the story, right?
maybe.
I'm just asking. I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it. I just
apparently the original cut was 4 hours.
That's what
that would have been.
I want the YTT cut.
He said there's none. He said there's not going to be a YTT cut. He's against director's cuts.
Let's get QAnon on it. We'll get it. Like the less woke 4-hour cut.
Yeah, it was fine. Like I did not have a bad time. I enjoyed my popcorn. I enjoyed watching stuff happen.
Did you get that Hammer popcorn bucket thing?
No, I went to Regal, which they hate fun, I guess, because they never have cool popcorn buckets.
Like Regal, not only is it they hate fun, they hate money. They didn't want to take my cash. I had to use a card. And then I ordered a pizza that I saw right there in the little heat lamp thing. And I said, "Oh, we'll be right back." And it took 25 minutes to get me a pizza.
Damn.
Yeah. And chicken tenders. And it's like, you know what? Like, I'm going to cheat on my diet for this. Like, you had a pizza right there. Like, I could just eat that. Yeah, but Regal sucks. But that's all here.
I love their movie club, though.
Yeah, I hear that's pretty good, but I don't go enough to like merit that. But I might think about it. I don't know. We'll see.
I do.
I like my cinema.
I go enough, and I don't go as much now because I have a job. But man, when I didn't have a job, I was there like
get your money's worth
2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah,
just watching movies, especially if we were gonna do a show on it.
Right,
I would watch it that weekend, and then I would watch it again Tuesday to like refresh. And yeah, their movie club is fantastic.
See, that would have been perfect if we had like a segment of the channel dedicated to Jay reviewing movies. You're watching so many movies. It would be like Siskel and Ebert and Jay minus Siskel and Ebert, like would be the title, and it'd just be. But when
I know you were texting a little while ago that I was on that Larry shit, and I described the black phone wrong.
Oh yeah. Because
did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it, but the director is the director of the first Doctor Strange movie, Scott Derrickson, and he's a good horror director. So it's like all you need to tell me is Scott Derrickson, and I'm in. You know, you're saying too much. Jay. You're saying too much. Say less. Just do it, Scott Derrickson. I'm in. You know, that's really it. And I purposely didn't say that in text because I wanted to say it here, face to camera to face. Yeah. But yeah, that's really. But I did watch the trailer again with Emily, and like, man, this thing looks great. Like, it just looks good on the trailer. So I think it's gonna be up for on demand in a few weeks. So
today.
Oh, today.
Like, well, not today. Like a little while ago, like a few days ago.
Okay.
It's available on demand. I'm good. And the good thing is it's for renting and buying. So I'm gonna buy it and then watch it again.
That's tight.
Because it's really good. I have fun watching it. Dude is so creepy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he does a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm gonna enjoy it. I can't wait to watch it. Look, I think we're done with everything we got to talk about. We still have like 5 minutes to spare. All right,
So
go ahead.
there was a news story recently
Uh-huh.
that made me sad.
Is it the Thanos booty like statue?
No, that I don't know what that made me feel. Like I didn't like that feeling, but I'm not 100% sure what that feeling was.
Our Discord does some weird stuff.
Yeah, you got to get on that.
But close enough. The show by J.G. Quintel, the adult cartoon on HBO Max, has been canceled.
Fuck, I blame myself.
And I was enjoying the show a lot.
Yeah,
and it's a shame that it's getting canceled, especially because it never, like, I know they say they hit their stride, but I don't think they have.
Nah,
like I think
they could have gotten 3 more seasons out of it.
If they had kept going, we would have gotten like a perfect season of just like everything working, all the wheels greased. But unfortunately they stopped there. But what we got was good. But it's a shame that we're not getting any more.
Yeah. I think I just got current with the season about 3 weeks ago. So I do blame myself because I should have watched it when it happened. And even my sister's like, "Are you watching this shit?" And yeah, and I'm like, "Yeah, I watched the first part, but I'm behind, and time is weird." Yeah. But yeah, no, that was a shame. I would have liked to see more. I like when they get all buff. There is we got funded, Jay, for Godspeed, the Final Space thing.
I did see that. It was funded. It didn't hit all of the stretch goals.
No,
I think it missed one. Okay. But yeah, Godspeed was funded. Unfortunately, I was not able to give them as much as I wanted to.
Right.
But I did give.
You get to, if you don't mind me asking?
I got to the $200 or $150 tier.
Okay.
So I will be an associate producer.
Yeah.
So
I initially did the $1,000 tier.
Mm-hmm.
And then I sobered up and dropped it down to $150.
I wanted to do the $1,000 tier.
I wanted to too, but
I can't right now.
Yeah, no, it's look.
But just being executive producer on that joint,
right? Like
I already have an associate producer credit.
No, but even the way it was set up, like technically you can go on the press tour to promote it, because you're like full on executive producer. Like you even have input to a certain degree, so. When the promotional tour comes, like you could be on Good Day LA talking about, yeah. But yeah, we're getting a shirt, Jay. That means when we get a shirt, we're gonna wear it. Like we're gonna be twinning on the
air. Yeah.
All right. Well, this is our show for today. I'm gonna play the wrap up music. Anything else, Jay?
No, I think we're good.
Yeah. Let me hit that wrap. Jay, why don't you give us some final thoughts, man?
So the boys' finale was a little bit of a clusterfuck, but not really in a bad way. And yeah, I'm looking forward to where they go next.
Give us some final thoughts, man.
I got a lot of TV to catch up on.
Yeah, me too. I'm still like 45 seasons behind on Star Trek. For the rest of us, R.I.P. Larry. We missed him today. He'll be back next week, hopefully. As far as like hit the bell, subscribe. That's all we do. That's we're not sponsored. All the shit we reviewed the DC Infinite app. We paid that with our own money, so that you can get a sense of what it is. So you want to buy a shirt that support us? FantasticForum.live has the merch button. There's no Patreon or anything yet, but keep your ears up because there might be something coming soon. I don't know yet, but yeah, man. Aside from that, I think that's it, man. I think that's it. This is. I'm done. Like I'm out. Good night. We'll see you next week.